With a huge project we're tackling this week, we had lots to prepare for before we even got to begin.
Starting our weekend off, I decided I was sick of looking at the water damage left on their front doors. Now that we have our porch, the doors no longer get any water damage, which we are very thankful for, but it was time for a change. We always knew that we would paint the doors, it was just finding the time. Oh, these wild Friday nights.
Just enjoy the ride. I know man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky.
Well, remember a couple of videos ago where we thought it was a good idea to leave our nets out? Well, seems like the water decided it's going to recede faster than we expected. So that means that we got to go pick our nets up before we have to wade through miles of mud to get to them. Wasn't expecting the water to fall that quick, huh?
Getting started on the ceiling, I know we talked last week that the first thing that we were going to have to do was put up this lathing. Now all the way to the peak of our ceiling is about 23 feet. So we did have to break out the big scaffolding. When lathing the ceiling, we didn't have to put the 1x4s as close as we did whenever we did the sheetrock. And that is because, as y'all can tell by the thumbnail, the material that we are putting inside, most of y'all did guess it, was tin.
It's incredible to us that so many people actually guessed it. But if we were just gonna put sheetrock in here, this would be no laughing matter. But minutes we are gonna put the roofing metal up in here, we did have to have something solid to land it to. We wanted all the screws to be in perfect alignment. That way it'd be aesthetically pleasing, because you're gonna look up and you're gonna see it. And if the screws was all over the place like that, no.
You probably shouldn't say that, because we haven't got them up there yet.
Yeah, I'll say this and then we'll get them up there and then their screws will look like that and I'll be like, man.
Breaking out our scaffolding once again today, so that way we can actually get this tin started.
So we're gonna be doing the same thing with the metal that we did on the porch. We're gonna measure everything out, we're gonna pre-drill the holes. The only difference is, instead of just bringing it up there and laying it on the roof and screwing it down, we're gonna have to hold it up over our heads to get it screwed into this lat. Now, I have never done this before. I have no idea what I'm doing. She has no idea what she's doing, and we have no idea what we're doing. So we're just gonna have to wing this and hope that it turns out good. If it turns out like we have in our mind, I think that it's gonna be outstanding.
And hopefully it doesn't turn out just like the roof in the front, because if y'all don't remember, we had a few mishap on our drilling holes. But that was because there was two sides of the roof. We should have done half the drilling on this side and then half the holes drilled on this side. But for this in here, it's all gonna be the same. So I don't think we can mess that, I probably shouldn't say that out loud. I don't think that we can mess up the holes this time.
I don't know why you gotta bring up old stuff. We learn as we go, that's what we do here. No sense in dwelling on the past and mishaps.
No. But we laugh at our mess ups. That's what we do here. The other thing is this is not just gonna be small pieces. We actually got this custom cut to the size. So they're actually, I think around 23 feet long, 23, 24, something like that. We did the measurements. We've had so many measurements. So
I've slept since then.
Exactly. So they are gonna be cut to the length. So it's not like it's gonna be pieced together like I've seen a lot of people do in their shed, even inside their house too, which that's really pretty, but just not what we wanted. I honestly have never seen anybody put white tin in their house.
It's gonna be a new one on me, but I hope it looks as good as we think it does. All right, you ready to get this done? So we get the wrap off of our metal, getting ready to drill the holes to put it in the house. And when we take the wrap off, it's got all these pink splotches all over it. Now, I don't know what that even is. There was no pink spots on the wrapping. I don't know where it came from. And we paid a premium for this. If any of you have had any kind of experience with this, having these spots on here, if y'all know of any way to get these spots off, please drop down in the comments and let us know what y'all did. Well, I guess we're just gonna set this sheet off to the side. We picked this sheet up and the ones underneath it looked to be okay. So we'll just get with the manufacturer and see what they say.
Well, to every single person out there that said that we needed a T-square, Terry Finch helped us out. Thank you so much for ordering this off our Amazon wish list, and also Lad is gonna absolutely love her rug, so thank you for that too.
We've been wanting one of these for a long time and just have not got one. So this is gonna be an extremely welcome tool to our kit.
And this will probably become a multi-tool Hooters prop. Stay tuned for what this ends up turning into.
Yeah, don't think we're gonna modify this one. I'm pretty attached to it already. You ready?
Look, see right there, ice pick. It looks like an ice pick Hooters.
So we have our little cheat sheet laid out here. I guess it turns out cheat sheets are a good idea.
What? Can you repeat that?
Cheat sheets are a good idea in some circumstances.
I'll take it.
This represents where our laths lay out on the ceiling, and this is the measurements from the wall to the center of where the screws need to be.
Well, now that you're seeing it inside, how are you feeling about it?
I think it's gonna look really good if we can ever get it up there.
So being that this is gonna be our first sheet that we're putting up, we're doing all the prep. We both have a screw gun, we both have screws, and we're just kind of getting our little station set up. That way we can try to set ourselves up to succeed in this first sheet.
You know, it's really hard to set yourself up for success when you have no clue what you're doing to begin with. Typical, upside down and backwards.
Let's get her up.
Take one.
Take one. No. Didn't go as planned. Well, as soon as we got it up, we had to take it right back down. The first set and the second set of laths fell out in our screw holes, but the third set didn't.
So, we put our screw holes in the wrong spot. We measured that 2 or 3 times and even wrote it down on a little pad, drew a little diagram, and they're still off. So we're gonna have to throw another strip of laths up there real quick, and then we'll have something to land it to. Then we can go back with our metal one more time.
You surfing up there?
Yeah. High altitude surfing.
Take 2. So I know it kind of looks a little bit funny right now with that about foot to 16-inch area up top where you can still see all the spray foam, but that's because we put some collar ties in, which means that it is flat across there. I know you probably can't tell from this angle, but from a few different angles you're gonna be able to see what I'm talking about, and that was intentional. So we haven't decided what exactly we're gonna put up there yet. We do have a few ideas, but I just wanna let y'all know because I was looking at it on there and I thought, they're gonna think we got all these cut short. And that was not the case. We did measure correctly for that.
Now that drawing was for where we're going to have to drill the holes in the middle for the wire to come out for the recessed lights. We're not 100% what we're going to do there just yet, so I'm not going to go getting cut happy on this metal until we figure out exactly what we're going to do. So we're just going to cut a big enough hole in the sheet metal to where it's not going to be rubbing and all that business. Of course, it's not hooked up to the breaker box or nothing. We have some cans to put up there to terminate our wiring in with a wiring block and to put our recessed lighting in, but we're really not happy with it because they're a little bit longer than what we wanted. So we're looking for some shorter ones. And if we can find that option, that's probably what we'll do. Then we'll trim that metal to fit that can.
So for now, we're just gonna cut a hole big enough to poke the wire through.
That's right.
Okay.
Get the metal up there.
The smaller the hole, the less of a mistake we can make.
You would think. It ain't working for us today so far though.
What are you doing? So y'all know that we're living in the house while we're working on it, which means that at the end of every workday, we have to put some things back. And we've just gotten to the point where we're putting back the bare minimum. So last night we only put back our 2 chairs, and that way we can just move them this morning and then get everything ready and back in our work mode. And as y'all can tell, we got some big help today. Being shy for some reason. You ain't being shy. You do it. The next sheet that we're going to be putting up actually has where the ceiling fan is going to be hanging. So we're going to have to measure over and drill a hole for that. But we're also going to have to put in some small pieces of some reinforcement right around, because we definitely want to have something really sturdy to screw that fan to. Nobody likes a clinky fan.
So now it's kind of probably becoming more clear to you what we're doing here. Our ceiling fan is going to have a good sturdy structure to adhere to. We're going to be able to fasten it to this good and solid. Yesterday I tried to get out here and pop a couple holes in this metal to drag our electric wire through, but I tried using this ordinary hole saw, and it did nothing but shave the teeth off of this hole saw. It did nothing but scratch the metal. So we ended up having to run to town, and I was looking for a step bit because we don't own one, but this was the only thing we could find, and this is a Vulcan brand hole saw, about the same size as the one we had, maybe just a little bit bigger. And let me tell you something, it says it's for mild steel, and it will zip right through this metal. And just like that, you got a hole.
Before we go, we wanted to say thank you so much for everybody who sent us some things off our Amazon wish list.
Terry Finch, again, thank you for that T-square. We really needed that.
And thank you so much for Ladley's rug. She has already been loving this. She's been using it as a blanket for some reason, so we'll have to figure that one out for her. Sam, thank you so much for these mixing bowls. I think Jim is more excited for me to get these because of all the things that now I can cook him.
I don't know. You also sent us this cool tool bag, and I really appreciate that.
Y'all let us know in the comments who sent Lad her little fishing pole. She has been obsessed with this already, and it is such a great learning tool. So by the spring, heck, it is already spring here, but by the next time we go fishing, she is gonna be ready to use this, and it is even good for indoor activities. Whoever sent her this fishing pole, please, please, please leave a comment. We'd love to give you a big thank you.
John, thank you so much for sending us Lad's little bitty kitchen set. She loves this thing. We had to fight her to get everything put back in this bag so you could see it.
And of course, picking the alligator theme, perfect.
Can't go wrong.
And thank you so much for our plates. If you missed our gumbo video, I actually used your plate for the thumbnail. So thank you so much for sending us all these gifts. We appreciate every single little thing because all this stuff really adds up, and it just means so much that y'all took the time to look through our list to send to us.
It is extremely appreciated. We thank you so much. I mean, it just puts us in awe that you actually care enough to do these things for us. We appreciate it so much.
And the last thing before we go, to the man that we met at Napa that came up and said hey to us and that he followed us on our channel, please leave us a comment below. We are so sorry that we missed your name. So thank you so much for coming up and saying hey, and it was great to meet you.
And I just wanted to share this story because it's really cool. I got a spam call today, I thought. So I didn't answer it like no one does. So I got a message from this nice man saying that my number had called his number, which it clearly hadn't. It was a spam. So I was returning the call to let him know that it was not me. We ended up in a great conversation, and Mr. Gene from Pennsylvania, I really enjoyed the conversation today, and it was very nice to meet you, sir.
Y'all make sure to check out Wednesday's video because we are gonna try and get the rest of this tent up and y'all can finally see what it's looking like.
So hopefully you're just as excited as we are to be able to see this thing finished. To see any kind of a completed surface in this house just is mind-blowing for us, of where we came from to where we are now, and who knows where we're going to be at this time next year. It's really exciting.
So y'all stay tuned till part 2 and hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see y'all Wednesday, Cajun family.